slowly riding. You're not galloping. You're slowly riding into town. You can see there's various buildings around. There's a village church kind of thing, like devoted to one of the Valor. It appears to be like across the road there. It appears to be like a fortune teller's kind of like runic soothsayer kind of like gypsy witch doctor's kind of house of some sort. Yes, there's lots of little like dream catchers and crystals and things like that, and runic stones in the window and.
What the church is? What the church is?
It's a church devoted to to at least one of the Valor.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Do I know which one?
Can you tell which one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ulmo. The water god.
Ulmo the water god.
Ulmo. Yeah.
Ulmo.
Valor in charge of waters, rivers, lakes, and oceans and things like that. Waterfalls.
Okay.
Waterfalls, anything, all that kind of stuff. He's also kind of also associated with wells and ponds. Things like that. Yeah. Ulmo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Across the road from the church, there seems to be like some kind of like a town hall kind of thing. Yeah. Out the back, there's a brewery. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a village smithy. That seems towards the north end. Yeah. And on the outskirts, on the far side of the village, there appears to be some kind of like there's a cemetery of some sort, like some cairns, some barrows, and things like that.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. Predominantly everywhere else, all the way around the area, it's farmland, and in the past, this was a self-contained island. The river used to run both ways around this village.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But over time, the right hand side one, the east side of it, seems to have, like, the water flow is not as flowing as much, and it is dried out kind of thing. It's still got water in there, but it's not a full river as such. Further north into the west, there's a small, like, near the marshes. There is a small, like up here, some hobbit hills, and there is probably about 3 or 4 families, not many, and some hobbit halls, some hobbit houses. Okay.
This is why, like, Zebby's a little bit paranoid, because I feel like she's seen those before.
Hobbit halls are all over the place, but predominantly in the some in Bree, and some, but not commonly as far south as this. There is about 9 or 10 hobbit halls.
Yeah, Zebby's a little bit paranoid about that at the moment. That's why she has her hood up.
Yes.
And you are pretty much at that junction road, around about 1, 2, 3, and 4 there, which is like near the church and between the church and the town hall. And a group of people seem to have gathered.
Who?
Where?
Yeah. Just outside the town hall, between the church and the town hall, just on this junction, towards the centre of the village. There's a group of people that seem to have gathered. There's not many. Mostly the common village people, kind of thing. And they're gathering around a notice board, kind of thing. Yeah, like a notice board. And it looks like there's been some posters have been like pinned up on the notice board.
Zabby would like to go get off her horse and go towards where the bulletin board is.
Okay, so
I sigh profusely.
hi.
Yeah. I still stay on my horse.
Alright. Zabby, you go over to the notice board and you see that there's been a couple of very like muddy brown kind of some older posters on there, but there's a new one, a fairly recent one. You can tell by the state of the paper. That's been pinned up, and it says missing. Yeah, it says missing, and it says a female hobbit. Yeah. Apparently was abducted on the road, like on one of the kind of like the bridle roads. They're kind of like they're not major roads, but they're like public footpaths kind of things between the new marsh and this village of Lunnock Dinner. Yeah.
Does it have a picture?
No, there's no photography or anything like that back then. It was just there's a basic description. It just says Hobbit girl. It says short brown hair kind of thing. Probably a bit like this. Last seen on that road kind of thing. Went missing. Went missing about 4 or 5 days ago.
Does it sound similar of what Zabby looks like, or...?
Not quite. Hobbits kind of look like hobbits, but there's no real... You can't really make a connection.
We saw we rode in.
Yeah, you rode in, yeah.
That town.
Yeah, you rode in. Everybody's noticed you've rode in. Zabby's gone over to have a look at this notice board and sees that there's a poster advertising that one of the hobbits from Newmarsh has disappeared or been taken.
And this is a female hobbit, correct?
Female hobbit, yeah, disappeared.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hearing this.
One of the townsfolk comes up to Zabby, kind of looks at the notice board and then looks down at Zabby and says, "Yeah, poor lass. She was taken about 4 nights ago. Rumour has it that she was taken to she was abducted and carried off to that ancient temple."
Ancient temple?
Yeah, towards the south.
May I ask what the temple is called? If
it doesn't really have a name, it's just referred to as just the old temple.
The old temple.
The old temple, yeah.
I see that Zabby has still not gone back to her horse, so I get off my horse.
Okay, you get down off your horse. All the
Walk
riders
over.
have all just piled into the village now and just taking
Sorry, right.
Like they've all stopped. It's like gridlock, it's like rush hour. It's just stopped. Everything stopped.
The old temple, okay.
Hold for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I hope it's 2 seconds. I go over.
A young female hobbit has been abducted or has gone missing, and the rumour has it that they've been taken to this ancient temple. It can be referred to as the Temple of Justice, but it's usually referred to as the Old Temple, and it's towards the south of where you're at, towards the southwest of where you're at.
Does this young hobbit have a name?
It's not. The name's not mentioned on the paper, on the notice.
But would anybody know of this hobbit's name?
Well, the people up in Newmarsh will probably know her.
I go back to my horse.
Okay.
Is Zabby heading back to her horse, and I just... I raise up my hands and I walk back to my horse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay, fine.
Unless I heard bits and bobs of that conversation, but I'm like,
you heard a little bit of the conversation. You think that you can read the notice. You can see that they are warning that they're advertising the fact that a young female hobbit, has gone missing, and from the conversations of the people that seem to be reading the notice, and the people that are hanging around are saying, yeah, they blame the people, I don't know, whatever they are. The abductors seem to be. They said, "Oh, I bet she's been taken to the old temple kind of thing, the ancient temple, the old temple." That's where the most of them usually end up. Yeah.
well, I definitely had a look between that time of what Zabby was looking at, and then walked back to my house because she went back and was like, "Okay," so I didn't have to drag her back.
You're still not quite at Farbad yet. You still got.
Oh yeah.
Time to go.
We're not in Farbad.
You're not Farbad. No, you're in the middle of the Dunland area. Like I said, you get more information from the actual hobbits which live along the riverbank on what they call the Newmarsh area. just
That's I get on my horse and that's where I'm heading next. I tell Orway to inform Estelle where I'm heading, and I will try and catch you guys up.
What's the name of the town we're in right now? I didn't write it down.
Lanark.
How'd you
Lanark.
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 Yeah.
Dunnan?
Yeah, Duhannan.
I'm just calling it Lanark, so.
Lanark. Okay,
Freckle.
Lanark. Yeah.
Sorry, D-U what?
Duhanna. No, sorry, Duhanna. Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, Dunnan.
Lanark,
Okay,
Dunnan.
okay.
Yeah, Dunnan. So, like, yeah, that thing.
I'm just basically going to call it Lanark, so that's easier for me.
Lanark,
Fine.
yeah, it's a small village. Population is probably around about 50 or 60 people. But it does have a small little habitat of hobbits living just on the outskirts of it, towards the northeast along the riverbank in an area called the Marshes, or the New Marsh. It's called the New Marsh.
Yeah, that's where Zabby's heading,
about
but before she heads off,
well, say 8 or 9, probably 8 or 9 hobbit houses there. And somebody's put up, apparently one of them has been kidnapped, or one of them has gone missing or something like that, and a lot of people are sort of laying the blame at the doors of this ancient temple, the old temple, where they said people have been hanging around doing up to no good, and like there's weird things going on. And they say, but that's quite a long way to the south, to the southwest. Also, just outside of the village, as you approach it, you see an area marked as being Isildur's grave. It's marked because there's a white tree sapling growing out the top of a small hillock.
Okay.
And people commonly call it Isildur's grave. Okay? There's various landmarks in and around this village as well. Like I said, there's a church, there's a town hall, there's a watchtower kind of thing, there's a blacksmith, there's a brewery, and there is a fortune teller's, like a seer's kind of house as well, which sells various trinkets, and a small little kind of graveyard just to the north, just on the far side of the north road, out of the village, just on the riverbank. Yeah.
Yeah, as I get on my house, I asked Sabby what was that about. I know what kind of thing is going on, but are we going now, Sabby? Didn't it just stopped?
Zebby's got back on her horse and has
I informed
heading
Orway.
out in almost in the completely opposite direction of the way you're travelling.
What?
I did before I did that. I said to Orway, just to inform Estelle that I will catch up with you guys as soon as possible. It's just I feel like this is something I have to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Zabby has gone riding off in the direction that people have pointed her towards. There's been the small little hobbit housing area, kind of residential area.
Yeah, she's still a bit paranoid about it, but
Okay.
she feels like she has to do it.
Probably to
So.
find out some more information. What's Estelle doing?
I'm gonna continue my way to Tharbad.
Continue way back to Tarbad?
Yeah,
Why am I
I'm
not
not
surprised?
waiting. I am not waiting.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
not surprised either. So.
Okay, you
Yeah.
continue. I can see you're about here somewhere. Okay, you notice the buildings that are around you. You can see that the majority of them are actually small little houses with small little like garden allotments out the back.
I probably would like to explore, but I really don't care right now.
And you continue through the village. Olvi is following you as well, riding alongside you, and all the riders of Rohan have now started moving again, which frees up this small little
Sorry,
village main
villagers.
street.
Coming.
Yeah, for like the kind of thing you do. They do notice 200 riders just come through their small little village kind of thing. Riding past.
Now I'm on my own. Fuck.
You done this to yourself. You really.
I know, and I knew like Estelle wouldn't care either way, but she's gonna regret it sooner or later.
Nah.
Yeah.
We've got rid of them Estelle!
High five, Theo! That sounds so horrible. You evil man.
I'm just gonna say to you, Zenny, fuck you.
No, I've been saying to Lee, like, that is just evil sounding. Oh my god.
I just hope I can hopefully get some people to come along with me.
Oh, but yeah, so Estelle is riding through the village.
I've been having my mission for
Zabby
fucking
seems to have
ages.
gone off
Okay,
in.
hold on a sec. Jade there was saying she's hoping to get people to come along with her. Who? Everybody is gone.
I'm not talking about the whole party here, just at least somebody that can help me in the town if possible.
You never asked
Oh, sure.
anyone.
You never
No,
asked.
I'm gonna do that afterwards.
Okay. Estelle is riding on through the town with 200 Reg, Rohan and Olwe. Zebby is headed in the direction of the New Marsh area, the small little hobbit habitat, to find out some more information as to what is going on with the hobbits around, like why there's a hobbit been taken kind of thing, and what's this whole temple area got to do with it all. Okay?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well,
More power.
I feel like with Zabby, at this point, if like somebody like a young hobbit is missing, then she feels like she has to do something. And she feels like, yeah, I can be able to catch up with them later, so.
Ah,
She
do
does
that.
does it.
Yeah. You do that, and it's like, it's not even family, and you're gonna willing to spend some time just looking at them because.
Well, she cares about other people than her family. Because if it's her family, then she knows, oh shit, I have to get out of here. But if it's
See
other
my point. You feel for others that are not part of family what I feel for others that are actually family. It's the same thing.
Oh, so you don't feel like your friends are family then?
No, oh my god! I know. I'm comparing the
Anyway, you guys need
situation
to
of
shut up, Lauren,
you
get to the house.
going off on your own for somebody,
See my
like
manor
how
house,
I'm
shut up.
going, but getting people and going to help a person that I care about. Like how you're going to feel like, oh, I want to look on into this. That's why I'm comparing the situations.
Got so many rooms in my manor house. Look at that.
And all Lee cares about is his manor house.
I have
The true
no
cold
comment
man
to that.
right there.
I have no comment to that.
okay, Lee. You've been on the road for about 2 days, and you're heading south. You haven't quite gotten to Kalost yet. There is a road leading into Kalost. It just comes off this road here. Yeah?
Okay.
It just comes off this road here, except the distance between the here and here is not as it is actually drawn on the map here. It's quite considerable. On the you're travelling through a road. It's a fairly wide road, but maybe about 15 feet across. Then there seems to be, like, on either side of it, a clearing of just plain grass of about 10 feet or so, and then there seems to be just tree lines on either side of it, and you're passing small little groves of trees. So it's very open.
Are any of these trees like, or do I see the forest that's meant to be evil and really eerie?
Oh no, no, you're nowhere
far
near you're nowhere near the so-called evil forest kind of thing.
No way. Okay.
Okay, this is the road into Kalost. Up ahead, you can see there's a building. Yeah.
Mhm.
And there is a like a pub sign hanging like on the side of the road, about 15 feet away from the actual building itself. pub sign, and it's one of those swinging ones. You know, the swinging pub sign kind of things.
Yep.
It's not swinging today, but you can see that it's kind of faded and it looks like it's been weathered, battened. You know, rain and stuff like that. It's called it's called the grey ivies.
Grey ivies.
Yeah, it's called the grey ivy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a tavern.
Does it look like it's operational, or?
It looks like it's boarded up.
And this is outside of Chaos. Would this be classed as part of my area to look after?
It's still part of your jurisdiction, yeah.
Okay, I would like to stop and have a quick look at the house.
The
tavern.
The tavern, yeah, you can look at the tavern.
Just to see if there's anyone around.
There's nobody around it. There's nobody about it.
Right, bang on the door. Any answer? Do I hear anyone inside?
There's nobody.
Is there
Nobody answers the door. Nobody answers the door. But you can see that the shutters have been nailed shut. The windows. Looking around, looks fairly overgrown. It looks like some of the guttering has come down, kind of thing. Some of the roof tiles are kind of like just hanging off the edges, perilously ready to drop. There's birds' nests like on gable ends and stuff like that.
Am I able to poke my head in the actual place, or
You can
Like,
try and
try
pry
open
open the door, or you can try and pry open one of the shutters.
if I have a look at the door, is it like locked, closed, barred?
It feels like it's locked, but you know, it wouldn't take much to actually break it.
I don't know if I want to break it up. It might just continue. I mean, I don't hear anything.
Don't hear anything now. It's like the place is
Does
deserted.
if I look at the lock, does it look like fresh markings or anything like that? Does it look like it's been used recently?
It hasn't been used in probably.
So this is one of the main places that got abandoned a long time ago.
Yeah, it looks like it's like in the past it's been a very good, well used traveller's rest on the east-west road. But in recent years it seems to have been either abandoned or closed down, just boarded up.
Okay, I will get back on my horse and I'll come back here later on.
Okay.
But yeah, I continue going back to Kalos.
Okay,
Right.
you can continue, like it goes over, like you go past it and then it goes over a small little stone bridge kind of thing. And then you continue it down the road. Yeah?
Yeah.
And you continue it down for a short while, probably about an hour or so. And then up ahead of it you can see the layout of Kalos, the village.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes.
You can see, this road here
Yep.
leads to Kalnhad.
Okay.
This road here leads to Minus Turret.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously this road here
Goes back to where I just come from.
leads back to where you came from. But it did also kind of like, if you wanted it, you could follow it all the way back to Tharbad.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, you can see that there's an assortment of houses and buildings that are around. A lot of them look like they're either abandoned or empty.
Is there anyone around? Do I see any movement, people, livestock?
No. It's fairly quiet. The buildings don't look physically damaged. They're not set on fire or anything like that. They just looked as if they've just been it's like a ghost town, just like they've been
just
abandoned.
left.
Kind of thing, just been left.
Okay. I mean,
Freya turns and says, "Welcome to Kalos.
yeah, cheers.
Where do you want to start?
I don't know, maybe the beacon.
Oh, Kalmhad.
Yeah, maybe we could get all these. There's 30 people, isn't there?
35 people, civilians.
35. I mean, I don't really want to be taking people's homes if there's someone already here. Or if any of these homes belong to the people in the...
this area has this village has been registered as being uninhabited. It's been uninhabited for about 30 years or so, 35 years.
I mean, where would the manor house be?
The manor house, as he points out, the manor house is the largest structure in the middle.
Cool. I'm smiling.
Okay.
Wow.
I know, I'm so self-clear. Okay, cool. Let's start, and I turn to everyone. Look, let's have a look around the town, see where we can organise housing. I'll say to Freya that we're sort of, you and I will go and see the beacon. I don't think that people need to come with us.
Probably not.
So they can stay here and try to sort themselves out. Right,
So no one takes your mana.
Well, I will literally say to Leah May, who came with us, if she's willing to do the housemaid stuff with her family, she's willing. I presume I would have enough room in that house to go for them to live in, or if not to live in, they can have a house near me. Oh shit, we better go to the manor house first. Okay, we'll go to the manor house first.
Okay.
Yeah, just plan the manor house stuff out and then go to.
So we go to the manor house first.
Okay.
Is it door locked?
Yeah, it's locked. It's boarded up.
Yeah, I try to open it. Break
Okay.
down, maybe.
You can break the door kind of thing. You can do a couple of runs at the door. On the third attempt, it actually like just cracks open kind of thing. It comes open.
Cool. I will go in the manor house.
Okay.
It's like very dark and very dusty. So, ooh.
Yeah, kind of like this in this area here, the manor house.
So much dust.
So much. Okay. I will turn and say that.
It's a covered. It's kind of like it's got an outdoor covered shelter kind of thing. You're in an entrance hall. It's not pitch black. It's still daytime. It's letting in a little bit of light. So you can see there's a little thin layer of dust over everything. But you can see it's a splendid chamber. It's been colourfully decorated and it's got it's actually got carpet down.
Ooh.
It's very floral in design. So there's a lot of like floral vases and floral pots. That seem to be like positioned on the left and on the right of this entrance hallway.
No worries. Yeah.
Some nice kind of like artistic flowers have been painted onto the pots.
I will turn to the crowd of people and say, right, okay, well, this is where I will be based most times. If I'm not here, I will be at the beacon.
Okay.
Me or my aide, or in future references, I was going to say housecarl, but that's not what I would call them.
What?
People who would work here.
Okay.
I would suggest you all go around, have a look at the housing, see which one will suit your abilities. So if you have any work, maybe if you're a miner or a leather worker, if there's a leather shop, probably best to take that. Do not argue. I will be back around to actually ask around and find out what you're taking, why you've taken it. So do give a just reason. Yeah, this is the place for you guys to make a living now. Yeah. So don't go fighting against each other. Leah May and family. Would there be, like, if I look in the manor house, would it look like there's rooms for them, or would it be?
That's up to you
they
to
would
decide. That's up to you. You've really just stepped into this manor house. You don't know exactly what's in here, and you know what functionality it is.
Okay, I say to the to Leah May and all that, just to wait here for a second while I go in with Freya, have a quick walk around.
Okay.
Just to see what it's like, what it's in there, what its purpose is. Is it a livable house? Is it just somewhere that someone would just go to be paperwork?
Paperwork. Okay.
Yeah, is it a fancy office or is it an actual home?
I don't know. At the moment, you've just gone in. There's a nice grand kind of entrance
That's
area.
why he does
It's
the
got two
quick look
fireplaces.
around.
Yeah.
Fireplaces in it, and they seem to be flanked by like these giant earthenware pots painted white, but they seem to be hand drawn, like hand painted with floral designs on it. The carpet is very floral in design as well. There's a little bit of layer of dust over everything, obviously, because it hasn't been used in an awful long time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you can see as you go in a moment.
But I say, do I need torches then to look around better?
Do you?
I have a torch in my bag, so I can just go and get it and light it.
Okay.
And then I will walk around.
Because you don't have torch hand.
No, I don't. But I will literally light it and then do a quick walk around to see what this building's like.
Do I still have the lantern? Yeah, I do.
You do.
Okay, you light your torch and you kind of just like wave it over things and have a look around, and it's exactly as I described it. It's a very grand entrance area.
Yes. Next door, like wherever the next door is, I'll just keep going.
Next door.
Yeah.
You go into like an inner chamber. It's a long room. And it's got it looks like it's got like coat hooks, pegs,
Okay.
along each end of it for hanging up various cloaks of various sizes. Very huge, heavy cloaks.
So it's okay.
And
Yep.
Underneath the pegs, it's got a bench, a wooden bench, and underneath the wooden bench, it seems to have a footwear storage area.
I'll go to the next one. I'm literally, it's going to be, okay, coat room, corridor, bedroom, office, kitchen, you know, it's going to be like that.
Many of the items, as in, like, you can see, like, that's the way it's kind of like set up, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, where you going? Corridor?
Yeah, so corridor, and then I'm just going to have a quick look in this room straight opposite, because it would have been like a doorway.
The corridor runs the full length of this kind of manor house. There's paintings on the walls. Many of them are depicting Rohan ancestors of a family that used to live here before you decided to take it over.
I know.
Okay.
I will have a look at those
They're
properly.
oil paintings, and some of them are considered quite valuable.
Cool. 13, I'll just keep going.
It's quite dark. It's quite dark an area now you're getting into.
Yeah, I've got my torch.
This appears to be some kind of guest or maybe a servant's waiting area before the room further behind, which is like a main grand hall area, like a preparation area or staging area.
Uh-huh. I'm with you, yeah.
Okay.
Two side doors.
As you're looking around, you can see that there is some kind of family portraits, and you work out that the previous owner of the building was a person called Fordelin.
Fordelin, now I've heard that name.
Fordelin. Fordelin.
So what was that? FOR?
Fordelin. Fordelin. And that seems to be one of the previous occupiers of the house, of the manor house at least, anyway.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah,
it's a guy. It's a guy called Fordelin.
yes. I go...
He appears to have a wife as well, called Finriel.
Good.
Finriel. Finriel.
Okay.
Okay, at some point in the past, you're not too sure, but Fordelin and Finriel, Finriel, yeah, Fordelin and Finriel, they lived here at some point in the past.
No worries. I will
Very
go
empty, it's very quiet, parts of it are quite dark.
one of the side rooms. It doesn't matter which one, because I'll go to either one.
14 or 12
Yep.
to the side, so that's right. You head into number 14.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that this is a room that's probably been used by anybody. It is an inside privy and a wash basin with a hand pump.
Okay.
It's unusual. It's unusual to find an actual hand pump inside the house. Usually hand pumps are like kind of things reserved to like village centres, village squares.
I will give it a pump as well.
You give it a pump. You hear this gurgling kind of sound, you give it another pump, another gurgling sound, and then you hear another pump, and then it starts spewing out water.
Is the water dirty, main, key, like really, really
No,
main?
it's pumped out from a nearby spring kind of thing. There's a river that runs just,
So the water system still seems to work. Okay, cool.
almost parallel to the manor house itself. There is a river.
Ah, yes, the one where a big windmill was meant to be. No, windmill, watermill.
Watermill. And it's somehow connected to that kind of thing. So you just start pumping water that's like splashing, like coming into the basin.
Okay. Next room.
Which one?
12. Is that the same?
12. No, 12 is the washroom kind of thing.
Oh, okay. So washroom, basement room. Okay. This
Maybe draw a map.
this number.
Yourself.
I don't know what number it
Which
is.
one? Number 11? This one?
Is that 11? Yep.
Yeah, that's a grand hall area. It is dominated by a full-length bay window that seems to be pointing southwards, across the southern side. So it gets all the daylight kind of thing. Yes, parts of it are boarded up, but you can make out that they are actually windows because you can see like the light coming in around the edges. Looking out of these windows, if you were looking out these windows, you could see Calnhad.
Okay.
It's seated high up in the Ered Nimrias, which is the mountain range that Calnhad is based around.
Okay.
There's a large rug in the middle of the floor, and scattered around, like surrounding this large rug is some very large, comfortable chairs and a sofa.
Like, is anything on the rug, or is the rug in an open area?
It's in an open area. It's in an open
Well,
area.
I go stand on the rug and go, fly.
Fly?
Yeah, does it fly?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't move. It doesn't even like.
And I even know where you were going with that critical role reference there.
No, turning around, you can see that there's beautiful tapestries hanging from the walls, depicting various scenes from forest hunts. And you can see another one shows the fall of the great Elendil during the siege of Barad-dûr at the end of the Second Age.
Right, okay. And then I go to the next room. I'm cutting your explanations really short. I just want to have a quick look around. I'll have a pop.
Well, this one here, what the hell's that one? Number 23.
23. I choose you.
That's another dressing room and a washroom.
Okay.
It's got a large dressing table up against one of the far walls. And it looks like it's been predominantly a ladies' washroom.
Okay.
You're in the ladies' room now.
I'm in
Going to 20.
my own rooms.
What?
I'll go to 22 now.
22 looks like it's been some kind of a bedroom, a bed chamber. It's the master bed chamber. It's been used by Fordlin and Finriel at some point in the past. It's a large four-poster bed.
So the master room.
It's sitting parallel to the window, and you can see out of it directly into the White Mountains. There's a door that leads up from that. Yeah?
I'll go to it.
That leads into a dressing room. Yeah?
Okay.
Finriel's former dressing room. And another one that seems to lead off into...
Is there clothes around, or is there just no... It's like an empty dressing room, or is it still
It's just
got
empty. It's just like the furniture's been left, but there's been no personal items or any personal possessions, with the exception of anything that's bolted to the walls, the tapestries, paintings, that sort of stuff.
No worries. I'll go back to the corridor and then I'll head down the corridor way. This way to 15.
15. I hope you're making a big list of all this.
Sort of. I stopped this a while back. No.
So you step back into the corridor kind of thing. It's not dilapidated. There's no plaster falling off the walls or anything like that. It is fairly clean. It's just that there's a thick layer of dust, and it does need a good sweep out. 15 looks like to be a servant's lounge.
Okay.
And it seems to be a place where servants would retire late in the evening if they're not needed by the family, and the former family being Fordlin and Finreal. It's comfortably furnished. There's a large cushioned chairs, and there seems to be a sturdy desk equipped with a quill, some ink and some paper. And the door at the back leads out to servants' sleeping quarters.
Okay, so what, 16's like a...
They're the servants' sleeping quarters, yeah. Each one is a large chamber serves as sleeping quarters for all of the servants who work at this particular manor. Privacy is limited, but curtains have been placed around most of the beds. Like just drawstring curtains. Yeah?
Right, so I got back out into the corridor. Number 17.
My bed.
Well, so far it might be.
God. It's a guest's room.
That's the only note I've made, by the way.
17 is a guest room. It's accustomed to house visitors at the manor. Fordlin, when he was a resident, this room is always kept ready, and a wash basin always lies against the far wall of the corner. It's always kept ready for guests to stay over.
Okay, so it's a guest room.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Go back out and go down to number 18.
This appears to be some kind of a children's room.
Oh, great. That's good for you.
The room is decorated with similar motifs of pink flowers, draped over the bed, but not like it's like all flowery design and all butterflies and all kind of stuff. And the covering of furniture matching as closely as they do. Okay, it looks like it's been occupied by two girls, or has been occupied by two young girls in the past.
Okay, I mean, now I'm curious. I will try to keep an eye open for any young girl pictures, like children pictures.
You're wandering around the house and you find two. It's a portrait. They're actually twin girls. They look very, very young. And one's called Lauren, Lorin.
Yep.
And the other one's called Finreal II.
Finreal the second.
Yeah.
The second.
L'Oreal. Did you just say L'Oreal?
Finreal. It's the mother's name. But...
No, the first girl.
What? Lauren.
Oh, I thought you said L'Oreal. I was going to be like,
No,
you're
Finreal.
worth it.
Finreal II and Lauren.
Okay.
Okay,
They're twin daughters, and apparently they occupied the house at some time in its past.
Did I see a family photo of them, or is there more?
No,
I
there's
was
no
gonna
photos. There's no photos.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I will go to
There is a portrait in the main gallery, in the main corridor.
Oh, okay. 19.
And 19 is a washroom. It's more of a public washroom. Similar to, but not quite like a public washroom. This is a private washroom for the young girls.
Okay, 21.
A very large playroom.
Nice.
Says, when the weather is bad outside and the parents are far too busy, the two children usually turn to this playroom. It is filled with all sorts of wonderful devices. Some could be magical or mechanical. They're stored in the closets.
Okay, I mean, I'll do a bigger look later on, but right now I'll go to 20.
20 is the storage room where they keep most of their toys.
Oh, okay, 18.
Some of their clothes as well is kept in 20. 18? 18 is the children's room.
Okay, what is it, like a playroom or just an actual room?
No, it's a children's room. It's decorated with beautiful flowers and fairies and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, I will come back down, and does this look like it's open with like a balcony, or...?
It goes out into an open walkway area. It's a single floor house, it's not a multi-floor house.
Have a quick look out there, see what I see.
It is an open walkway area. 1 second. It stretches the entire width of the house, but it's only about 7 feet wide, and members of the family can often be found relaxing out there on summer evenings. It's like a wooden decked, decking.
Okay. I see. I then go to the opposite end of the manor house. Oh, that's a big house.
Okay. To the manor house. Where?
Well, yeah, I'm doing it quick. 5. Go to number 5.
5's the closet.
Number 6.
It stores day-to-day stuff. 6 is a storeroom.
Number 7.
This door's locked.
Does it look bad? Like, does it look like old, manky?
No, the interior looks like it just got locked yesterday.
It looks like it just got locked.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at the lock. Does it look freshly marked? Does it look new?
It looks like it's a lock. It looks like it's been a well looked after, cleaned, well maintained lock.
And yet nothing else was locked, and I had a battery through my main door. I will go to number 8, just in case there's no one else in here.
This is a library. It's Fordelin's wife, Finriel. She was a great book lover. She built up a huge collection of books over the years. Most of the walls are shelved and full, and in the room's centre stands 3 desks for studying. 3 desks for studying at. Finriel always looks to further her collection. She always appeared to look to extend her collection, and she would frequently hire people to travel to Minas Tirith to make purchases on her behalf. She uses these books to also homeschool and home teach her children.
Okay, so they're pretty intense books then. I will just have a quick look around the library and pick one book up to see what it looks like. So what sort of book do I pick up from there?
You pick up the book. I pick up a book, and it's an old book. It's about human history, not human, but man history. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it mentions something about this the tales of this famous warrior called Turian.
Okay, I'll put it back and then I'll continue looking around again.
Okay.
Number 10.
It's a dining hall. It's a very large table. It's got 12 chairs around it. The family and the servants share this dining hall.
Okay. Number 9.
As you're walking around, you find out that the housekeeper, the name of the housekeeper or the person in charge of the servants, who managed the servants, was a guy called Tharagun.
How are you spelling that?
Tharagun. Thar.
Yep.
Agun.
Agun.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I will then go back to...
He was the lead housekeeper. Yeah.
That's what I find in number 9, is it? Like
number 9's the kitchen. Number 9's the kitchen. It's there's also a pantry located in the far corner of this kitchen. There's a couple of fireplaces, like where you can cook things. Some great hearths kind of thing set into the walls.
What's this bit here with my hand is?
Which bit?
Like stairs.
It looks like there's a doorway here or an entrance to go somewhere, and I can't quite work out.
That comes out and actually goes up like a couple of steps and then comes up to ground level again. It's like a delivery service area.
Oh, okay.
Like when a cart pulls up outside.
Yep.
Instead of carting food and barrels and crates and crap like that through the main house, what it does, it's like a delivery entrance area.
Yeah, no worries then.
Okay.
Okay. I will then go back.
These areas here are kind of like where there's.
Yeah. I'll go back to Leah May.
Yeah.
And I explained to her there's some chambers over in this direction where she may go to get herself set up if she wishes to stay in this manor house, or they can go to one of the nearby houses and have a look.
Well, she's gonna go and have a look around. First job of the day is probably to get the shutters off and open the curtains and light some candles and air the place out, open some windows and clean the place up a bit.
That is correct.
But yeah, this is predominantly. Freya stood like she's watching you wander around, and she says, "Does it meet your satisfaction?"
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty cool. I like it. It's bigger than my last place.
Because
I mean, slightly.
yeah, bigger than your last place. She says, it's weird how we don't even know what happened to the previous family, the family that used to live here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do some research into all that sometime, and I want to look into this forest and do all that, but I really must go and announce myself at the beacon.
The forest is like, it's across the river, there's forest here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do I feel any evil presence or any...
You don't feel anything, no, you just don't feel anything.
Okay, close. So I let them go and do their wandering around, tidying up a little bit, and
it's going to take them a little while to get sorted out and get tidied up.
I will go outside and make sure everyone's having a quick okay-ish, and they're not like fighting, and I don't hear any arguing.
No, they're not fighting. They're kind of looking.
They're
at the
helping each
houses.
other.
A lot of the houses have been left unlocked. A lot of them look as if they've been empty a good deal longer than the actual main manor house. Yeah, it's like not everybody's kind of just all vanished all at once. It's like the people have either left or moved out over several years or so.
Yeah, I mean, what I want to say is also I mentioned to Leah May that there is a locked room. Do not go near it. And I'll explain where it is.
Okay.
Over here.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's trapped or anything like that, so just avoid it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go speak to people in the thing, and they might have a key for this place, so I don't have to keep breaking doors down. And then I go outside and talk to people.
The whole building. I mean, obviously the outsides have been sealed up, like windows and doors and everything like that.
Yeah.
But the interior doors are all open. Many of them don't even have doorway, like lockable doors on them. They just have like walk-through archway things.
Yes.
Apart from that door that leads to room number 7, which is it's a heavy wooden door and it is locked.
I suppose I could go and cast a magic detect on it. Oh, could I do trap detection? I can't remember. Super long level at the I will go back to number 7.
Somebody who could pick locks and such likes would be really handy right about now, eh?
Oh, I can do that.
Well, I can do
You
that.
forget I'm a bard, I can do everything.
Yeah, it's just not very well.
Just not very well.
I also don't have my lockpicks because they're actually in my caravan back in Rivendell, so...
Oh, who has unbreakable lockpicks?
That's alright, I've got an arm.
Yeah.
Got an arm.
You're the one who didn't want to come.
Arm. Okay, so there you go. You have just arrived in Kalos. You've taken a quick tour of your... It's a very quick tour. Go into more detail, but it's a very quick tour explaining the layout and the functionality, and covered a very basic understanding of its previous occupants who have disappeared. Nobody knows where they are, what happened to them. But this family of...
They were humanoid looking, or humanoid?
They're Rohan. Yeah, they're Rohan.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. 2 children, twins, girls, not very old, probably about 7 or 8, and they vanished. They've disappeared. The family themselves has disappeared, and the house has been. You also know the name of the lead servant, the what you call the housemaster, the keeper.
Yeah.
At the time when this family,
I think I spelled it wrong.
okay.
What's his name? Like he thinks he spelled it wrong.
His name is. I'll tell you what his name is. His name is, because I've got it all written down here.
That was Fangor, wasn't it?
It's what?
It's Fangor, yeah.
Who?
Well, I've written Fangor, so I don't know where that name came
I
from.
don't know where you got that from.
No, Tharagon is from the book. If that's what you were referring to.
Is that Tharagon?
Hang on.
From your book. From your book that you
Tharagun,
look.
yeah, Tharagun. Tharagun.
Oh, that is the housekeeper, is it?
That's the
Tharagun?
housekeeper's name. Yeah,
Oh.
Tharagun.
Yeah, there you go. So I was right then.
Yeah, it is Tharagun.
So that is...
Yeah, he's no longer around. Obviously, he's disappeared as well. But he was the name of the senior housekeeper. He was the housemaster under the Lord and Lady, who is Fordlin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and Finriel. And you have the two children's names. They're aged about 7 or 8, you're not too sure. Who is Lauren and Finriel II.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Everything looks like it's like as it was. Yeah?
Am I able to do my magic thing on the door, or
Yeah, and then
cast?
Don't trust.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up. Yeah. A couple of days have gone by.
Okay, so that answer to that was a no.
Yeah. Couple of days have gone by. Yeah. Your chest has been sewn up.
Yes.
Yes. No complaints, no problems whatsoever. Yeah. You're a little sore, a little tender. But you're on a cart.
The fuck?
Yeah. And you're on a road somewhere and you don't know where.
Was there anybody in the car with me?
Yeah.
What?
Just a guy who just seems to be just like driving the car.
I can gather myself. Like, am I still like topless here? Because I don't want to be going anywhere topless.
Topless, God. No.
Well, it was the last time. I was stitching me up.
Yeah, he was stitching you up, and you kind of just like and then just kind of just blanked out, and then like you're not even aware that a couple of days have gone by. As far as you're concerned, maybe just an hour, maybe a couple of hours have gone past.
Do I still have all my equipment?
Yeah, you have your gear, and stuff like that. Yeah. It's just you just woke up, you're just on a cart, and the cart's moving, and it's on a road, and it's going somewhere, and you don't know where it's going.
Okay. I draw my remaining scythe.
Okay.
And this other person I'm with, does he see me? Or
Yeah,
no?
he knows that you're awake. He kind of like what's going on? Like you're looking around, you're looking on the left hand side, looking like in one direction, you're looking around in another direction. It's like, where the hell am I?
Okay. I ask him what's going on, and you better answer me quickly.
Well.
Quicker than that.
He said you apparently the doctor who was working on you, or the apprentice doctor who was working on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, said you passed out.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
He didn't know what to do with you, so he asked around about town, and everybody seemed to point towards like you came with the new rival guys at the campsite outside.
Yes.
And they were going to just drop you off there, but they said no. He's with that other guy, the commander, Rohan dude. Yeah, and he's headed south. So what they did is they put you on a cart. Yeah.
Headed south.
And now you're heading south. Yeah.
Wonderful. How long was I out for?
A couple of days.
Okay.
Well,
I turn to the person who's like driving the cart and say, carriageman,
Yeah.
stop the carriage.
Did you want to get off?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, actually, I don't want to completely get off. I want you to turn around.
You can't turn around. He's got to go south
Why?
because he's got to meet somebody. He's got a delivery to make.
Well, in which case, how far south are you going?
Minus Turf.
Okay. How far off is the village that we came from?
2 days.
How many horses does he have, Wisman?
1.
We can see off. Damn it. Are we in a woodland area?
No. You can see all the way across the horizon. It is beautifully green flat grass. Like there's nothing along this road apart from just the dirt road itself, and there's nobody coming in either direction.
Okay.
It's like open prairie land. It's beautiful.
Okay, I stand up and kind of slightly, just gently rub my chest.
Okay, stand up and you're gently rubbing your chest, yeah.
And then try to gather my bearings, and as I'm doing that, I kind of get off the car and just kind of say,
moving.
well, I asked him to stop.
Oh, you want to stop? Yeah, go on.
And if he has stopped, I get
Stop
off
now.
the car.
You get off the
And
car,
just-
you're on a dirt track.
And I just say to him, thank you, but I intend to make my own way. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. He says, well, suit yourself. And he kind of shakes his reins a little bit, and the horse starts moving again, leaves you like in the middle of a road. The road's about 5, maybe 6 feet across. It's a dirt road. There is nothing within about 400 miles of you.
Listen, I didn't want to go towards Steve. I wanted David to do his own thing for a good bit. And I wanted to train as well, so I'm gonna actually head back to the town that I was in.
Okay, it's gonna take you about
2
3
days.
3 days walking back.
Okay. Well, I don't care, I'm doing that. I'm heading back, and I'm going to get my revenge on that guy.
Alright.
And die.
You start heading back to where you started, back to Wallview. Yeah.
Yep. I see much on my way.
Not much. You can make out maybe a few birds on the horizon.
Can I practice cracking my whips?
You can practice whatever you want. Nobody's going to see it.
Yay! So as I'm walking along, I'm just going to practice cracking the whip.
You practice just like spinning this whip around kind of thing, and then like trying to slap it, and it's like hitting the dirt and it's like kicking up like dust.
Occasionally.
You kind of like spin it all the way out to the front, and then you yank it back, and it almost takes your own head off, kind of thing, as it goes past your ear. And you're doing that for like 30 minutes to an hour or so, until eventually you just get like, I've had enough of this, and you just start like, you're stood in the middle of the road, and you've got the whip out, and you're just spinning around like a top, and the end of it is like whipping around real quick, and you're making yourself dizzy.
Okay. After that kind of start for dizziness, I just like crack it out, and then kind of start to coil it back in again, or at least the one that I was cracking.
You have to wind it in, like you have to fold it in by hand, coil it up. Yeah.
I do that as I'm like continuously walking.
Yeah, you're walking along the road. Like I said, it's dry. It's not raining or anything yet. It's a little windy, a little breezy. You can't really see anything. You look at the road up ahead of you, and you can see just stretches, like seems to just go on forever. And you turn around and look at it behind you, and it just stretches and goes on forever, like just from horizon to horizon. It's beautiful blue sky with occasional clouds just cutting across it. And you can see this road just stretching out to the north, and a road stretching out to the south, and the east and the west. Just no houses, no hay bales or anything like that, no trees, no hedges, just rolling prairie land.
I smile. Like I take a minute, and as I'm looking at all this, I smile and just think, the serenity of like. Serenity, yeah, serenity. It's peace. It's calm. And like I even did pause for a second and kind of like wonder, should I completely go back to the world view, or should I just head east? If I come to a crossroads, I do consider heading east.
Okay. You keep walking.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Zabi.
Hi.
Zabi. Okay. After about an hour or so,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you
Mm.
make it to Nimash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I still keep my hood up.
So you keep your head up, and you can see, you understand why it gets called Nimash, because it's basically going to be no more than two fairly large hills, and
Mhm.
one fairly small one just off from another hill, of hobbit holes, yeah, various colouring doors. Some are light green, some are green, some are red, different colours. Small little hobbit holes. You can make them out because they've got small little chimneys sticking out over the top of the hills.
Mm-hmm.
You can see a few lights on. There's nobody running around anywhere.
Right.
Out in front of them, you can see that there's a short path that seems to leads up to them, that ends in a dirt courtyard kind of thing, half cobbled, half like just left. But there's small little gardens in front of the little hobbit the hobbit doors, and on top of the hill, like if you like at the hobbit, from the hobbit's point of view, its roof. You can see that there is some planting being done as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Zabi would know this kind of sculpture more or less, I guess.
It's very typical of a hobbit's habitat to just basically dig a hole, like find a hill, dig into it, and then plant everything on top of the hill and around the hill. Mostly things like vegetables. Not so much in the way of flowers, but a lot of vegetables.
Is there like a stables nearby or something?
There's no stables. There literally is just about eight hobbit houses. That's it. Some are larger than others, but they're all moderately sized. Different coloured front doors. A couple have small little windows, but they all seem to have like irregularly built stone chimneys coming out. Yeah, and everywhere you can see it's just been planted with like vegetables.
Right. Okay. Zabi starts looking around a hobbit's homes area, asking about information about this missing hobbit girl, or young hobbit woman,
see, there's a
and asking for information about what's her name, what was she doing last.
You
So-
find one gardener kind of thing, and he's like up on the roof. Yeah, and he's planting some seeds in some some seed trays on the roof.
Right.
And he's working there, and he sees you, and he says, hello there, what can I do for you?
Oh, hi. I noticed in the town, obviously across, over there, was it like Landuck? That a young female hobbit was missing.
Yes, she only went into town to pick up a few supplies and that kind of stuff, and apparently some,
So
yeah?
So the last thing she did was picking up supplies?
She went into town to pick up some supplies. But some some good-for-nothing ruffians, didn't really just say some ruffians, from that occultic temple to the south.
Occultic?
Yeah, kind of like it's called cultic temple kind of thing. Some old temple. To the south, with the wizardy mumbo jumbo kind of stuff. They kidnapped her. They took her. They grabbed her and took her south to that temple thing.
Right. Do you by any chance know of her name?
Rosalind.
Rosalind.
Rosalind, yeah.
Okay. Rosalind. Do you know... Okay. I'm curious now, what did these type of people look like if anybody saw them? These ruffians, basically.
They're kind of like arcanic monks.
Arcanic monks?
Yeah. They had painted faces.
What kind of painted faces? Like black or something? Or
white. Like a white handprint on their face.
White handprint. Okay. I'm guessing they were wearing some type of robes?
Yeah. Well. No. Like what demon worshippers wear, that kind of stuff.
I don't know, maybe somewhere like very fancy robes or something like that. I don't know.
Well, anyway, he says that's the ones who took her. That's the ones that took her. We're trying to get some authorities in the town to actually give us some help, but we're not a very big town. We don't have that kind of. We don't have like a town guard or anything like that. We don't have a night watch. We don't have like a militia or anything like that. And we're calling on anybody to try and to go after her and try and save her if she's still alive.
Well, I can possibly try, but I know I'm gonna need some help.
Well, that's what they've been asking for. They've been asking for some help, but they know there's a lot of them. There's a few of them.
Roughly, like, how many?
About 30 or 40.
30, 40? Oh, crikey, malarkey. Yeah, maybe I should have asked some help from Estelle. Sugar. But knowing Estelle, she would not wait to second thought. I'll see what I can do.
Ma'am, any help would be appreciated, but if you're really going to make a chance, or if you're really going to give yourself the best options, you want to get yourself a few other helping hands and go check out that the old temple.
Right. Zabby knows that she can't do this on her own, but she gives a knock to the gentleman and goes back into town to find some help.
Right, head your way back in. The guy says, yep, well, he says all the best to you, and have a nice day, and he goes back to sowing his seeds. Estelle.
Yes.
You're trudging along the road with Olwe and your 200 Rohan riders. Yeah? You'll probably be in Tharbad, or you'll be approaching Tharbad probably by about nightfall.
Cool. I don't want to like go in there when I do reach there. I just want to go to the outskirts and then stop there.
Okay. No, Zabby's not with you anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Always asking, are we going to go back for her?
Yeah, after.
After? Okay.
This time. Unless we're dead before that.
You are approaching, Tabard. Dylan Trust is still walking along his road, like playing with his whip. Zabby is making her way back to the village of Lanark, and
That was it, Lanark.
Theo is moseying around his house, wondering whether he needs any furniture moving, and trying to
Looking for that key.
looking for a key. It might be somebody stored a key somewhere. And I say, as time passes, you start approaching Tharbad. After about an hour or so, 2 hours at most, you are within sight of Tharbad. You can see that the south shore has suffered some kind of flood damage. Some of the houses have been, the ones that are on the south shore near the jetties kind of thing, the ones built on stilts, some of them have fallen into the river. Yeah? You can see, even from this distance, there is groups of orcs that seem to be like smashing their way through everything predominantly on the south shore. You can tell that the south bridge has been barricaded.
Yeah.
Okay? Other than that, you can't make out an awful lot of detail.
Okay. Right. I don't want to stop at the outskirts there. I don't really want to go in just yet.
Okay.
Was there... Oh, I need to remember. Was there any other ways around to get to the north of Tharbad?
Swim?
Other than swimming?
No. Boat?
Oh my god. Estelle has a moment to say. Oh my god. I don't want to be too close to that. I want to be like...
No, you're not that close, but that is, so this is predominantly, especially this area here has suffered the most damage in flood. This area has suffered some damage in flood.
Yeah.
Yeah, this area here, that's barricaded.
Yeah.
Heavily barricaded between these two buildings. See these two buildings on the bridge? They're like gatehouses.
My house is somewhere in here.
Yeah, it's down there somewhere.
Sully, don't you have that water ring of walking?
That's one person.
Yeah, he's not gonna get
But that's
through
just
this
for
first.
me.
I remember this bridge.
Well, you said you're not going in, right? At the moment?
No, I'm not going in yet. I halted the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what you're facing at the moment. The side that you're on, the south side, has suffered some excessive flood damage, especially around the jetties and around the boat building areas. Some of the houses that are built on stilts, or the houses like that are built on the bridge itself, so kind of around this area, the shops and that. Some of them have fallen into the river. You can see that the south bridge, the bridge between the south shore and the central island area, the central shore, between the two gatehouses, the two checkpoints, the ones that were used to monitor goods coming in and goods going out of the city.
South Bridge.
Yeah, south bridge, this area here, between these two
Barricaded.
buildings. These two buildings, you remember those two buildings vividly because that's where carts were stopped and searched.
Yep.
You couldn't take anything out of the village, out of the town, and you couldn't bring anything into the town without a permit. That area now has turned into like kind of a wooden fortification and a barricade and such to try and stop whatever's going on over here from getting across the bridge. There is a few orcs. There's a handful of orcs seem to be running around and starting fires and smashing things and all that kind
Where's
of
roughly like their patrols? Like
stuff.
where?
They don't really have patrols as such. They're just being told just to go nuts. Yeah, and it's kind of like maybe that section there. This.
How?
quadrant
If I take
here,
the time, how many?
that one there.
I'll have all we do the same. Like how many? Us counting how many orcs roughly, if we can count that high. Like in each little group.
5,
But
10, 15. Did you count that one already? No? Okay.
Count that one. Start again.
like all we can do like the right side and I can do the left side. Like decide like how many in total.
About 60.
On either side? Or in total?
You can see about 60.
Which is like the closest.
Everywhere. That looks like if I said right, okay, I'll just leave some people running around inside the city.
Oh, 60 roughly running around in the city.
Running around. From what you can see at least 60.
There's no other camps outside of the.
No. It looks like they're using some of the broken, like the flooded buildings, the broken buildings. Looks like they're broken some windows and things like that. They're using what they can.
Does it look like the damage is definitely just staying in the south and nowhere past that?
Yeah, it looks like it's not going any further past than the regional checkpoint. Right at the beginning, there's this story where Theo, right on episode 1, was stopped.
I remember that guard. Ugh.
Yeah, you remember the guard? Well, them guards now have actually built a barricade, an actual wooden fortification between the two checkpoints, the no man's land, where they stopped every cart going in and out. That now has become like the final, the only line of defense between what is happening on the south shore and the rest of Tharbad. It's come all the way back to that checkpoint. They're not advancing across the river anyway, so there you go.
No, don't delete my circle. That was where my
Where's the dusty
home
jug?
would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the dusty jug. That's my destination. That's my objective.
This one here.
And my house.
Yeah, house is around
Somewhere.
there. But you just
Somewhere.
You just jug that behind the middle and the middle there.
Because I don't want to just go in and, even though there are 60 orcs, there's most likely many more elsewhere.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. You can't see into buildings or beyond buildings. Because that's what you can see. They say that give or take probably 60.
Will we be willing to scout on the outskirts much
Who?
closer?
Who?
Oh, we?
Always, she is a scout after all.
You're not going in yet. You're just scouting the outskirts to be much closer than we are now.
Okay.
Can you please?
And all we did go and try and get a bit closer.
Yeah. Be
Okay.
really sneaky. Be your sneaky self.
What are you gonna do?
Wait for you.
Oh, you're gonna wait. Okay, right.
I'm not going anywhere yet. I just went. Yeah.
Yeah, all we kind of rides off and she says, right, I'll be back in a few hours.
God. Okay. How many hours do you think it'll take?
Probably a couple of hours for to like when to actually sneak in. Because she's gonna have to reduce her movement if she's sneaking in.
I'm wondering if I can use this time, since we're kind of like on the outskirts, but like further enough away, I hope, that maybe no one will find us, and we can make like a mini stealth camp. as in no fires.
No fires.
Just a camp, like a rest, because we
Okay.
have been riding for like 3
Yeah,
days.
you've been riding for a good while, yes, non-stop. It didn't even stop at that little town.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, can we kind of like set up, well, not really set up, but kind of like camp in a sense?
In a camp?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. All the riders get off their horses, kind of thing, and just stretch their legs.
I don't want to have the a small amount of people to keep watch if anyone's like sleeping or anything that needs a small nap or whatever.
They're all kind of just taking, like, stretching their legs, taking it, like, having to lie down, having to sit down, kind of thing. Just trying to rest a little bit, wondering what's going to be happening next. A couple of them are looking around, saying, "Oh, there's a good place to build a garrison."
We'll deal with that after we get rid of the enemy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because we can't build a garrison if everyone's dead.
Well,
Or orcs are about.
it looks like there's a good bit, like there's been a good bit of damage on the south bank.
Yeah.
So we might be able to reclaim some of the timber and put that to some good use.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye. Oh, I don't know whether to use this time to sleep for 8 hours.
Oh god.
Surely you want to wait for Ori to come back. You don't want to be sleeping and she arrives and it's like, oh, feels asleep.
Yeah.
Be a bit weird. Go off and scout for me, I'm gonna go sleep. Don't disturb me, I'm gonna do my spell.
That's actually what I was gonna do. Not really, but I was kind of wanted to do.
What happens if someone disturbs her when she's taking that nap?
That 8-hour sleep spell.
The dream breaks.
I don't get the full dream.
You don't get the full dream. She'll get part of the dream. So it'd be like a cliffhanger dream.
Cool.
Be the worst kind of. Don't do that to me. I know you're like cool. I'm like no. I'd rather not have a cliffhanger dream. Thank you.
Shit, I was just about to see what actually how she's in.
We're gonna find out the whole plot, the whole plan.
The whole plot. I mean, the thing is like I could like try to see if I can reclaim the south, but like, and then try to go more north, or like, don't even attempt the south bank and try to go round somehow.
Right.
But it might mean backtracking down the river somewhere, or up the river to a crossroads, to a different crossroads. Can't remember how far away is that.
Quite a way.
Yeah.
I mean, you went up the Grey Flood to get to Rivendell.
Yeah, but I was on a boat.
I know.
And then,
Come on, which way is the sea?
or,
It's the sea.
you know, have the 200 men as like, oh no. I don't want them dying, you know? You know, have them kerfuffle in the south and then I water walk to the Middlelands by myself with Owi, maybe, somehow.
Owi,
If I can carry her with the ring of water walking.
Oh god.
Somehow.
That's gonna end well. You know that's gonna end well, don't you?
How would that work? Would that work?
No, that wouldn't work.
It wouldn't be able to carry me in the way. No. Oh.
It would be, but you probably could, but you'd have to do a hell of a movement maneuver to be able to do that.
I don't want to risk that, I don't think. So that's like the two options I do. I don't plan my death. I don't like this. I wait for Ollie anyway. I have a good sit.
Okay, so you,
Rub my horse.
you have arrived back out there.
Cuddle my horse in fear.
Close enough to observe the comings and goings of what's going on in Tarbat.
But I do watch the city from where I am. I constantly. Yes, please.
It is late afternoon now. It's coming into twilight, kind of thing.
Hug my horse.
You can see that there is numerous orcs seem to be burning stuff, setting, like wrecking the place, smashing things up. But you can also see that a lot of the buildings along the south bank, especially along the quayside areas, have suffered massive flood damage. You can also see that the checkpoint, or the taxation office and the checkpoint, has been turned into a small kind of civilian barracks, and has been barricaded heavily to stop the orcs coming across the south bridge from the south bank to the commons area. Yeah.
Yep.
From your estimates, there's probably around about 60 orcs on going crazy, going nuts. Yeah, robbing the places, setting fire, smashing stuff up, just being orcs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, screaming and yelling, going around saying yeah, and smashing windows and yeah, just literally ripping the place to bits, looking for stuff, finding stuff. There's a lot of shop fronts with no windows in them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anybody that lived in that area is either moved to the central island or have moved to Helm's Deep. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You don't know how many have been killed or how many have been have been dead or anything like that. You don't know, or how many are missing. But nobody from the North Shore or from the Central Shore has the ability to actually come south.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like because this river is actually quite wide. It's not as wide as the Anduin. The Anduin is a humongous river, but this one, if you look at the scale of it, that river is probably at its widest point, well over 200 feet wide at the bridges, and at the widest point, probably about close to 600 feet wide. So it is quite a wide river. So any advancing armies, good or evil, everything seems to have like confronted on Tarbat. Yeah? There's no other crossing point anywhere else.
Okay.
Next stop is the Shire.
Yes.
Okay. So quick recap. Dylan has undergone some kind of like emergency surgery which he fell unconscious due to. Everybody said I belong to that group that have gone south, so they put him on a cart and sent him south. Now abandoned that idea and jumped off the cart and headed back to where he came from, to Wallview, and is steadily making his way along the road. How long it will take him to get there, but it's going to take him quite a while. Zabi has gone on her own little expedition to try and recover a kidnapped or missing hobbit female. Theo has finally arrived at Kalos, and his first place of inspection was the Grey Ivy Tavern, which seems to have fallen into disrepair and abandonment, and he has gone to inspect the manor house of Kalos as well. Fall under his jurisdiction kind of thing. Yes, the tavern is a source of revenue and income. At the moment it's not doing anything. And the manor house seems to have been occupied by a Rohirrim family at some point in the past, and he knows those identities, and he also knows a little bit about their interests and also their status. It looks like the village around it, including the manor house, has been abandoned, but not surprisingly, like spontaneously. It looks like it's been abandoned over a period of time. You're not feeling any dread, or any curses, or any superstitions, or anything crap like that coming from the forest. It's just odd. But you have found a locked door. There is a single locked door in this entire room. This entire house, rather. This entire house, there's a single locked door.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
It is, yes.
It's odd.
I don't know if it's odd, but there you go. It's like they've got this open house, this huge house. It's beautifully well decorated and well maintained, and has stood up well, considering it's been abandoned. But there's no family. There's been the presence of a family, and that's well documented with like all the pictures and all the items and all the rest of it. A lot of personal items as well, some clothing, some the way it's decorated, that kind of thing. But they just seem to be not there anymore. And it's something that you can possibly look into if you do so choose. And Estelle has continued her ride with her Rohirrim escort into Tharbad, has arrived within sight of Tharbad, and has found that most of the southern shore has been suffered great flood damage, especially the south bank, and there is orcs rampaging around, causing chaos and causing mischief and causing mayhem to the buildings and the property and the possessions of those shops and houses that are on the south bank as well. The bridge between the south bank and the central isle has been barricaded at the exact checkpoint, the exact toll booth where Theo was first stopped on his original arrival, right at the beginning of chapter 1, part 1, by the town guards. That has now been fortified and is the last and only line of defense of any army coming either east or west, north or south, at that very checkpoint right at the start. Heavily barricaded with ramparts and wooden fortifications. You can't see anybody seems to be manning those ramparts, or any soldiers or any town guards or anything like that. You do remember there being some town guards, but that was under the former rule of the old Chancellor. Since his disappearance, you don't know what kind of authority, who's in command or who's in charge or what's happening. It's kind of like it's a city on the brink.